Hey everyone, Parallel here. Welcome back to Star Trek Online. The winter event for 2017 has arrived, finally. Been looking forward to this, and we are getting a new ship this year, and there's some new items and a new event to check out. So in this video, I'd like to do kind of a little overview of the event, see what is going on here, and I think I'm going to focus in mostly in this video on the ship itself, which is of course why most people care about the event. It's the big prize that everyone wants to get, and it's what you have to grind for. So we will be spending most of the time talking about the ship.
For a bargain.
Be quiet, Frankie. But there are some other things to talk about in this event. So let's start off with just a general overview here, especially for any new players to this event. There's a few things you're going to want to be aware of. So the first thing is how long is this running? So this event is actually running from December 7th through January 18th. So
beware, naughty children. The Kramp'lhri has come for you.
the Kramp'lhri is here. In fact, that is the new event. I will probably be checking it out in a separate video because I'm always curious how these new events work.
Will grace us with his presence soon.
Interesting. So 5 minutes, yeah, so that's going to be coming in 5 minutes. But anyway, the event itself is going to be running, so we get a whole month and a half, or maybe not quite, a month and a week to finish the event. So that's pretty cool, but
Peace is good for business.
yes, peace is good for business. Oh my god, I forgot how often the NPCs interrupt here. I was just thinking, isn't there another rule of acquisition that says war is good for business? Well, in any case, so you got a month and a half to complete the event and get your ship. So before I get interrupted again here, let's go ahead and check out what you actually need to do to get the ship. And then I'll pull up the ship stats itself and give a rundown because the ship stats were released in a blog post on the official Stowe website. And I think even in game there you can check out the box as well. So we'll do that. And get a little preview of the ship. I won't be able to fly it, of course, because you have to actually earn it first.
A wise man can hear profit in the wind.
Now, if you're a new player, one thing to keep in mind here is that if you pull up the event itself, you see this transwarp button here. That means this transwarp is actually free, and there's no cooldown. So for the entire duration of this event, for the next month, month and a half or so, you have a free transwarp to your respective capital city. So basically, you can go to Earth Space Dock if you're Federation, or Romulus, or Kronos if you're KDF. So that's pretty cool, something handy to keep in mind while the event is running. In fact, you will want to use this because in your home area for your faction, you will find Q sitting there, and you have to go talk to him, and he will bring you here to the Winter Wonderland. When you first arrive, you'll probably have to talk to him. He has a little sort of quest you do. It's just completing one little project real quick, and then that unlocks the winter event store for you. So that's how you get started. But okay, so let's talk about the ship. You can see it right up here. Let's see if I can get a better look at it. This is the visuals. You can see it hovering right above Q here in the middle of the area. And this ship is the Tier 6 Breen Plesh Tral. No, I didn't want to trade. The Plesh Tral Heavy Raider. So this is actually an upgrade to the old Tier 5 Breen Plesh Breck Heavy Raider that was several years back for the event. So this is the Tier 6 version finally. This pretty much completes the Breen set of ships, I believe. At this point, all of the Tier 5 ships have now been upgraded to Tier 6, and you have a pretty full armada of Breen at your disposal. I'm kind of hoping that next year we get something besides a Breen ship. At this point, I am, even myself, honestly getting a little bit bored of Breen ships every year. This would be a perfect opportunity. Now that the Breen collection is complete, maybe it's time to move on, Cryptic. Please, next year, something different than a Breen. But this time we do get the Breen Heavy Raider, so we'll take a look at it. Now, if you want to know how to earn this thing, you have to complete a reputation project. So if you go into your reputation projects, you will see a project here. Well, I'll go and cancel it. But you'll see the project right here for your Breen Plesh Tral Heavy Raider. You select it, and it'll slot it for you. And you need to get 14... 14? No, it's actually 25, isn't it? That's right. So it's 25 days. So you need 1,000 vouchers, and then you get 40 vouchers per day by running the race. So that's what you need to do to earn the ship. You need to run the race, the fastest game on ice race. You have to run this once per day for 25 days. So right around New Year or maybe Christmas time, you will be able to get your hands on the ship itself. So that's what you need to do. Now, this is the guy you need to talk to. So this is Breen standing over here next to Q. You need to talk to him and get this quest for fastest game on ice. And I will do a quick run through of the race here. Give a few tips for anyone new. I'm sure if you veteran players have already run this race a million times, so you probably don't need any tips from me. But just in case for the new players, here is how you run it. There are a few things that you can do during the race that will make it much easier. If you don't know a few tricks, the race can be pretty annoying to complete. So you just have to accept the quest. You run down here and talk to this guy to start it, and he will put you down to the starting gate. And you have to race your opponent here through the icy paths to get to the finish line. And if you beat him, see, I'm racing this little spider down here. The trick is that during this race, you are on slippery ice. And that is what gives a lot of people the problem, because you end up sliding around. And if you don't know the trick here, and I'm already doing the trick, then you will be sliding all over, and the little NPC that you're racing against will pass you. So the trick itself is very, very easy, and you can see I'm doing it right here. The trick is when you start to slide, you can just jump, and it will break your momentum, and you will stop immediately when you land. It's a well-known trick in Stowe. Spin this way. That's nice. Thanks for the interruption. But yeah, it's a long-known trick in Stowe that the physics engine is not that great, so you can easily break your momentum with a jump. Now, some people also like to use the roll, so if you prefer to roll, go ahead and use that. That works just as well. I prefer the jump slightly just because it's a quicker animation, and you can kind of line up your next turn while you're sliding. So you can use your momentum, jump, and line up the next direction that you want to run. And if you run in a straight line, obviously, it gives you, you can actually get quite a bit of speed, and you don't, lose control and slide all over the place. So you kind of line up your, you jump, you line up your next run, and you run straight. You slide around, line up your next run, and you run straight. Pretty easy, huh? And there's a finish line right there. Let's see if the spider is even. Spider is, there he was. He was just coming around the corner if you saw him, just as I finished. So you can see they do follow pretty close behind you. If you screw up too much, you're going to get past and you're going to lose the race. So just use that simple trick, just jump or roll, and you will be able to complete the race no problem. So there you go. You just do that once per day for 25 days. Get your 1,000 tokens, and that will do it. And then you can complete the project and get your ship. Very, very easy. Yeah, as you can see here, it's a 20-hour cooldown, so basically once a day you can do it. All right, so there we go. That's what you need to do. So what do you get if you do it? So let's take a look at the ship itself and the stats and what you're going to be rewarded with. Now, I think if I go into the store, rather than pulling this up on a web page, I think I can pull it up. Yeah, if I pull up the winter store, it should be here in the account reclaim. Yep, there it is. Because, yeah, just as a note for anyone who is not aware, you only need to run this race on one character. So you only need to complete this project here on one character. Once you've completed that project, it will unlock here in your account reclaim store, the account reclaim tab right here. So you can reclaim this on all of your characters. Very, very handy. And keep in mind, you also get an Admiralty card for this ship for all of your characters. So this is really, really great. If you're a new player, make sure you take advantage of this part of the winter event. Even if you do nothing else, you don't care about any of the mini games or cosmetics or any of that stuff, do this. Run it once per day, You can see the race takes just a couple of minutes to do. Do that once per day for the next 25 days. You will not regret it. I guarantee it. I know some people give up on it, but I can't tell you how worth it is. I mean, there's no other activity in Star Trek Online you can do that will reward you with a Tier 6 ship with this little amount of work. And an Admiralty card, and it's account-wide. I mean, there's just no reason not to do it. All right, so let's go ahead and pull it up here and look at the stats. This is a heavy raider. If you're not aware of a raider class of ships, they're fairly unique. They have a few trade-offs you have to consider when you're using a raider. The main thing about raiders is they sacrifice a weapon slot compared to an escort. So they only have 6 weapon slots instead of 7 like an escort. But they gain raider flanking, which means when you are behind an enemy, you know, hitting their aft section, you will get a 33% damage bonus, which is pretty significant. And also typically raiders have a very flexible bridge officer seating as well. So other raiders, you know, like you got your Burrell, your Bird of Praise, the Core. There's the new raider, the Temporal Raider, the 31st Century bundle. There's lots of raiders out there. There's the Iconian one. This will be the next raider in the collection. So let's take a look at the stats. Now raiders, again, are usually slightly, it's a heavy raider, so it has hull strength is 39,600 at level 60, maybe slightly higher than an escort, but not much. So it's a pretty fragile ship. Shield modifier 0.88, that's actually not very good. That's actually pretty terrible. So this is definitely not going to be a tanky ship. It's going to be squishy. It's got the 4-2 weapons layout. Not my favorite layout for raiders. There's actually a few raiders out there that have a 5 forward weapon and 1 aft layout, which is pretty cool. But 4-2 is okay. That's typical for raiders. 2 device slots. Now let's take a look at the bridge officer seating. You've got a Commander Tactical, of course, it's a raider. You've got an Ensign Universal, a Lieutenant Universal, a Lieutenant Commander Universal, and a Lieutenant Commander Universal Pilot. Okay, so this is a pilot-flavored raider. So as you can see, it's almost all universal seating except for the Commander Tactical. Very nice feature of raiders to have that very flexible bridge officer layout. So that's actually, I think, probably one of the biggest strengths of this ship. Let's see here. Consoles, we got 5 tactical, 3 engineering, 3 science. 5-3 is a decent layout. Base turn rate of 19 degrees per second, so it's up there in maneuverability, but it's also not top in maneuverability. I believe the highest maneuverability in the game, I think, is 23, which is I think the Core and the Burrell have that 23 turn rate. So it's definitely not top of the line, but 19 will do you fine. It'll be a very maneuverable ship. Impulse 0.21, inertia 75, so it'll be pretty maneuverable, fast. Anything else here? It does have an experimental weapon slot. Now, my first major disappointment about this ship was that it does not come with an experimental weapon. Cryptic confirmed that on Reddit the other day. I was extremely disappointed to hear that. That was one thing I was very much looking forward to, was a new experimental weapon. Experimental weapons in this game have been a huge disappointment. The only decent one is the railgun that you get from the Cation escort. So, and that's a C-store ship. There's really no other good ones. There's no variety, and they're seriously just underperforming all around. So I was really hoping for a standout experimental weapon on this ship, but alas, it is not meant to be. Cryptic did not put one on here, so that's too bad. Can equip dual cannons, of course, and it does come with its own console, the Enhanced Sensor Disruption Field. This is basically an upgrade, a Tier 6 upgrade to the old Tier 5 console. It's kind of an AoE around the ship. I don't remember the exact stats on it, but when they upgrade these consoles to Tier 6, there's usually a passive that goes along with it. Let me just quickly check on the blog so I don't see it here. Yes, provides a passive boost to Polaron energy damage and control expertise. So there you go. So it's probably a little bit better than the Tier 5. It will certainly fit in with the Breen console set. Yep, so there you go. We'll have to see how that does when we actually get the ship. So you can see here it does come with the improved Raider flanking, which you get the very large damage bonus when attacking from the rear arc. It does come with the Raider Mastery package, which is a pretty decent package. You get some crit severity in there and all damage buff. Pretty good. One thing it doesn't mention here, oh, it does mention here, the last thing is that it does come with a Starship trait. Now, even though I was majorly disappointed with no experimental weapon, I am a little bit optimistic here, or at least hopeful that this Cold-Hearted trait is going to be good, because from the blog, the dev blog was saying that this trait has the effect of when you use Aux to Bat, so when you use Aux Power to Emergency Battery, or any Pilot Bridge Officer ability, it will cause your energy weapons to afflict foes with a debuff. This debuff will have a slow, a drain power, and reduce damage resistance rating. Now that is the key, reducing the damage resistance rating. Even the draining power could actually be good for drain builds too, depending on you know how it scales and what the amount is. But the big thing is that damage resistance rating, and it even says on the blog this effect will stack multiple times for each foe damaged. So that's awesome. So I can see, you know, with combining this with a few other abilities, like say Beam Fire at Will and yeah, Beam Fire at Will, and that new trait that I'm forgetting the name of that extends the duration of Beam Fire at Will. It basically sounds like sort of a poor man's attack pattern beta, but since it triggers on Aux to Bat, if you're running an Aux to Bat build, you could, in theory, have like almost a permanent, you know, almost 100% uptime attack pattern beta. That's actually pretty sweet. So I see some actual potential here in this trait. Just another reason to unlock this ship, because of course once you unlock it, you can get that trait on all your characters by quickly getting the mastery on the ship. So very good, very worth it. The ship itself, you know, the stat wise, it's pretty average for a raider. I wouldn't rank it near the top. You know, there's other better raiders out there. The Temporal Raider, for one, I think is a bit better than this, but it's pretty average as a raider, but at least it has a decent trait, you know, so that'll be good. And it's still definitely worth getting, even if you don't like raiders, which I don't particularly like raiders, but even if you don't like raiders, it's still worth putting in the time, running the race each day, and getting those tokens and finishing this project. It's well worth it. One thing I wanted to mention here is I believe they did give the stats. I'll quickly read you the stats here, and I'm going to pull up the old Admiralty ship, but I'll read you the stats on the Admiralty card. Wrong one. And I will compare it to the old Admiralty card of the Plesh Breck, the Tier 5. So let's go to Tier 5. Now, I actually do like the Breen cards. The Breen Chelgret and the Plesh Breck are a good team because they're both tactical ships, and they have a pretty well-rounded bonus here, where one gives engineering and science per tac ship, and one gives tac and engineering per psi ship. Now, the new Plesh Tral, the Tier 6 ship, will give 24 engineering, 30 science, 72 tactical. That is a lot of tactical. Plus, its special ability is +8 science and engineering per tactical ship. That would make it a very good pairing with like a Chelgret or the Chel Bolg, which is the upgraded version of the Chelgret, the Tier 6. Let's go ahead and throw the Tier 6s in here. The Chel Bolg warship here. So that would be a fantastic with those two. You get a huge, if you have like one of those missions that has a really high tactical requirement, this would be an excellent ship for that. So it seems like a pretty good Admiralty card. Yeah, and it'll pair well with the other Breen ships. You could throw a Sartheln in there, the Chel Bolg, and then or maybe a Resurreth too. The Resurreth is also a good ship. All the Breen Admiralty cards I like a lot. I use them a lot. And this new one looks good too. So there you go, guys. It's you know, it's a pretty average ship, but some of the perks, the traits, the Admiralty card, I think make it well worth it. So it should be a decent reward altogether. And running over here, I see that this person has, I believe this is the new, one of the new outfits you can get. So now that we're pretty much finished talking about the ship, I wonder if there's anything else I wanted to mention on the ship. I'm just quickly going through the Universal Console stats. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. Oh, one thing worth mentioning is that this will, the Chell, the Chell, the new one. What's the name of it? The Plesh Tral. Sorry, I'm thinking of Chalgret, and it's the Plesh Tral. Yeah, the Plesh Tral will actually unlock the frigate pets for the Sartheln carrier and the Resurreth carrier. So, or not the Resurreth's not a carrier, but it does have a hangar bay. So we'll unlock those frigate pets. So that is something good to keep in mind. They're decent frigate pets. I think those are hangar pets, I believe. No, they're not here. I can't remember where to reclaim those, but they are good frigate pets, and they are now you can unlock them by getting this heavy raider. So if you like the Sartheln or the Resurreth, unlocking this ship will also unlock the frigate pets, which is great because you haven't been able to do that previous years, you know, unless you already had the older the Plesh Breck heavy raider. So a nice another little perk there. I will make a note that as of the time of this recording, I believe Cryptic mentioned there is still a bug in the system where it's not unlocking properly, but that should hopefully be fixed soon. I would assume by the time, you know, you could actually get the ship in 25 days, it should be fixed by then, I would hope. So yeah, there you go, guys. So that is the ship. Now, what else is new this time around? So we got a bunch of new cosmetic things. Yep, here is the ski outfit as well. I'm going to go ahead and buy that, and I will show it to you in the costume tailor here, and you'll be able to take a look at it, see if you want to buy it. But we got a new outfit. I believe there's a new sweater as well. We'll take a look at that one. Let me go in my bank here and pull out a bunch of currency here. There's the new outfit. There's the new snow weapons. So we've got a new snow weapon as well as a new melee weapon, Mek'leth, which is like a glowing melee weapon. That should be pretty cool. We'll check that out. And there's also a new pet, which is, of course, based on the new Kramp'lhri, which is sort of a pet of that creature. And then a new universal kit module for ground as well. So we'll take a look at those. I'll probably do a separate video on the ground kit module. I do have a ground kit module series of videos that I run to evaluate those, but I will show it here in the store. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that once you've unlocked the winter event, you don't need to come back to this NPC here to go to the store. You can always go to your reputation tab and go to the event and go to the store tab here, and you can go to the winter event and see all of the winter items, and you can just buy them right here. You don't have to talk to the NPC. So let's see here. What is new? Now, ornament fragment. I think this ornament fragments, I think you get from one of the events, and you can exchange them here. Just looking at the event rotation here, when I was looking at this earlier, I believe the Klingon fishing event is still part of the rotation. So, and Tides of Ice is there, Cones of Contact. It looks like most of the things are here. So I wonder if they just added the Kramp'lhri event in here and didn't take out anything else, just added to the rotation. So, yeah, that's how you can get those fragments and exchange those. Now, the other new thing here is the... Okay, so this is the winter snow outfit. This is the sort of ski outfit, I believe. This outfit was a gift from Q for participating in his somewhat misguided holiday celebration. All right. So we'll pick that up. Now, if you guys are wondering, for new players, how you get all of this currency as you see here, you get all of these from completing the mini games. So you go up here and you can see all the mini games that are going on. You participate in these, and you'll get these rewards. That's probably the quickest way to get it. Another way to get it is to complete duty officer missions. If you go up to your duty officers and go to your current map, I've already started them, so they're in progress here. But you'll see these duty officer missions, and each of these give 2 of these special items at random. And in fact, that is how I typically farm. You can go onto all of your alts and queue up these DOF missions, and you will have more currency than you know what to deal with. I have thousands and thousands of these things on my alts, so there you go. What else we got here? This is the new jacket. So it is a pumpkin spice. And we got another new jacket, which is the tulip berry style.
Peace is good for business.
What else we got? Okay, these are the short... Oh, that's right. There's a long version, a short version, and then a cropped version. I'll pick up a cropped one as well. So those are the new outfits. We'll take a look at those in the tailor in just a moment.
Assimilated snowmen are approaching the gate to the Winter Wonderland. They will arrive in 1 minute.
Now, if you're a new player, you're going to want to make sure to pick up one of these snow guns, because all of these mini games that go on require one of these snow guns. And I do mean require. If you don't have one of these, you're completely useless, and it's hard to even participate. If you just throw the little snowballs by hand, they do nothing. You really, 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 really need to get one of these guns. Trust me. They do way more damage, and they can annihilate these snowmen very easily. I would recommend to pick up the Flurry.
Aren't Eppos adorable?
I believe this is the best one because of its auxiliary fire or secondary fire is full auto, which is like a frontal cone that does insane amounts of damage, and it's very nice. It has a nice long range, nice big cone. There are other good guns that are good, but I would say for a basic gun that's easy to use, I've used this every year and completed every event with it. I would recommend Flurry. Hail is also good, but it's a little bit shorter range, so it's not really needed. But here is the new one. Unrestricted Aggression. We'll go ahead and pick this up. And take a look at that one. We got the old melee weapons here, so you got the old Lurpa and the old Batleths. And here is the new Mek'leth, so we'll take a look at this. You also have these little devices that you can use along with the snow gun. I don't believe any of them are particularly great. Some of the turrets are nice, like the shaved ice turret. Some of these can be good in some of the events where you're defending a fixed position. Those are kind of nice. I like the gingerbread squad just for giggles. And there should be a kit module floating around here. Here we go. So here is the new kit module. It is a universal kit module, so there's only going to be one. It's a little bit disappointing. I like the old years where they used to give one for each career, so you'd have 3 kit modules, but it seems like recently they've only been doing universal kit modules. So we'll pick that up. I'll be taking a look at that in a separate video, but just quickly mousing over it, it does seem like it might be okay because it is... it says it leaves an icy patch and creates a... and it does reduce damage resistance rating, so it might be okay. Might be okay. Anything else new here? Oh yes, the pet. We'll definitely take a look at him. The Kramp'lhri pet. It's very hard to say. Kramp'lhri. I think this is supposed to be sort of a combination of the Krampus and the Mek'leth. What do you guys think? Is it Mek'leth? I'm thinking that's probably what they wanted to do. They smashed the two together, so now it's the Kramp'lhri. So, yeah. For any non-Star Trek nerds out there, the Mek'leth are, the denizens of Grethor. So, kind of the demons, I guess, in the Klingon mythology. They, of course, take after Mek'leth, which is basically the devil. So, that's what I'm thinking it is. So, yeah, that's the new event.
Cuddly and friendly Eppos!
the new creature. You know, in previous years we had the Snowconian, which I thought was great. I love the Snowconians. So we'll take a look at this guy here and see if he's any good. But yeah, so let's unlock what we purchased here, and we'll take a look at the tailor, see what kind of customizations we can do. Let's go ahead and equip this weapon. You see I had my flurry on already. But we'll put that on, take a look. We'll put in the Mek'leth here in my alternate slot. I will take a look at the kit module in another video, and the pet. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. Okay, let's go out here in the lighted area so we can take a look at the model of the gun here. And to run away from that annoying Ferengi. Alright, so here we go. We're in a lighted area. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's get rid of the UI. Let's take a look at the graphics here. It looks like it's a... kind of looks like a Nerf gun or something. It's got like a huge clip coming off the side here. But obviously very exaggerated. Let's go ahead and draw the weapon. Yeah. Pretty much looks like a toy gun, I guess. That's... I guess what it not... I guess I wasn't expecting much of anything different. So there you go. That is the new gun. I don't know if there's any snowmen around where I can actually target this. Yeah, there's no event going on right now. So I don't know if I can actually show the shots. I believe, but it does actually shoot like Nerf darts. So that's kind of, you know, cool if you want to check that out. So let's also summon the pet here. Take a look at this little guy. He has a, it's hard to zoom in here, but he's got some kind of backpack going on here, and when he runs, check this out, he's got like a little flame trail. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, he's got a little flame trail. So there you go, there is the pet. Let's see if I can get a better look at him here. There you go, so he's kind of, yeah, he's kind of has a face only a mother could love, but, you know, he's there. He's got his own charm, I guess. Yeah. So there you go. Pick him up if you want another non-combat pet to follow you around. What event was going on right now? I'll go see if I can show off this gun. I think it was the... oh no. Well, before we go show off the gun in action, let's first finish up with the tailor here, because we do want to check out these outfits. And then you can make a judge and see if you'd like to unlock these outfits for yourself. So I have no idea where this is going to show up. I don't know if it's going to show up here, or is it a... I don't see it here. Winter. So here's the winter jackets. We can take a look at the new ones here. The new one is the... zoom out a little bit. So there's the longer jackets, and this is one of the new ones, the Tullaberry. So it's a kind of a blue color, rich blue. And then we've got there's the cropped version there. And then we've got the, what was the other one? The pumpkin one? Yeah, there's the pumpkin one. So very, very, very bright orange one here. But I'm wondering if we can, yeah, I don't see, I don't see the ski outfit in here. I don't know if it's a separate uniform. I'll check that in a second. But those are these sweaters you can get if you like them. They're pretty similar, just different color variations, you know, just recolors of the existing skin. Do we have to go into uniform here? Where are you, ski uniform? Is it a off-duty? Oh, there it is. Winter snow jacket. Wow, that's kind of weird looking. That's what it looks like in black. So off-duty jacket. Tights. We've got the snow jacket. Hands. Doesn't look like it has any matching hands. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the matching pants here. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing. Winter snow. Oh, there's the snow boots. What do we got? Winter snow pants. There we go. So there it is. That is the winter outfit. Is there... It looked like... Wasn't there a piece missing? Wasn't there like a jacket or something? I can put the Romulan sash over it. There you go. Yeah, you can attach the Risa summer things on there, but where is... Is the jacket loose, maybe? I think you can combine it with the winter jackets, but where is... Because, I mean, in the screenshot, it looked like there was sort of a jacket that went over it. Let's see if I can find it here. Go back to... Let's get rid of this sash. Let's go back to jacket long loose. Is that where it would be? No, those are those jackets. Okay. Robes. No. It's not bare chest. Those are going to be your swimsuits. Or your con uniform. Huh? Okay, so there... Is that it? Is there no... Maybe it's chest gear. Maybe that's it? Aha, there it is. That's what I was thinking of. Because, yeah, in the picture it looked like it had a vest over the top of it. Let's see if I can get it a nice Romulan green here. There you go. The Romulan green ski uniform here. But you can, so that you can put on the, yeah, the winter event, the chest gear on the top here. Anything else? Is there, no, attachment, no. Belt, is there any belt? Winter. There are belts. Winter coat, mistletoe. These, I didn't realize you got a belt with these. These are coming from the jackets, I guess?
Beware, naughty
Cool.
children.
I didn't even know that was there.
has come for you.
And there's the Krampus. So there you go, guys. That is the
Great Kramp'lhri will grace us with his presence soon.
little overview of the ski uniform that you can get. There's a few more options than I thought it would. So anything else? We got the pet, we got the uniform, we got the gun. We'll check out the we'll check out the kit module in another video. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it, at least as far as an overview of the event, guys. So yeah, I'll do another video here, probably coming in the coming weeks. This is going to be this event is going to be going on for a while, so I need to stretch out the content a little bit here. I don't think there's going to be much else coming out for the next month and a half while this is running. So I'll do another video probably later, later in the week for the Kramp'lhri event. Take a look at that. I believe this is the Kramp'lhri, yeah, the NPC that announces when he's coming. Just wanted to take a look at it. Almost looks like a predator, doesn't it? Pretty creepy looking. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers at least a rough overview of the event. So I'll have some more videos coming up, taking a look at the new minigame, the Kramp'lhri minigame, and taking a look at the kit module, and all of that good stuff. So you could look forward to that. And of course, 25 days from now when I unlock the ship, I will definitely be doing a video on that as well. See how that ship actually performs. So, but yeah, what can I say, guys? Make sure to get in, start running your daily race. New players, definitely take advantage of this. It gives you an Admiralty card. It gives you a new Tier 6 ship. It gives you everything you need to get a good jump on level 60 content. So, so before I sign off, I just wanted to mention one other quick thing that people might be interested in. This was also announced on the blog just a day or two ago, that Star Trek Online is having a cooperative event along with the Humble Bundle. And I believe it is the Yogscast Humble Bundle that's going on right now. And if you donate to this Humble Bundle, I believe you have to donate $35 to get this, to unlock the reward, the Star Trek Online reward level. But if you do that, you'll be getting the, what is it? It's the original series, so the TOS Bridge Officer pack, which is actually very, very cool. I don't have that pack. I'm seriously considering, donating to this bundle to get my hands on it. And it's a pretty cool pack. It has all of the original bridge officers, from the original series, except for, I believe, Kirk is not there, but it has Spock, it has McCoy, it has Spock actually has a pretty unique bridge officer trait. I believe he gets astrophysicist as a trait, which is very unique. I don't know of any other bridge officers that get that trait. It has Uhura, and I think she also has a pretty decent space trait as well. So for any of you players out there who want some unique bridge officers, might be worth checking that out. Because that Humble Bundle also has a bunch of other rewards in there besides Star Trek Online. I was actually looking through it, and there was actually a Blade and Soul reward in there. So I still play Blade and Soul every now and then, so it would be worth picking that up too. So I thought I would just mention that just because there is a Star Trek Online related reward in that Humble Bundle. So if you are at all interested in that, it might be worth your time to pick up those bridge officers. They are actually pretty decent.
Winter items for a bargain.
All right, so I think that pretty much covers it, guys. So yeah, just what can I say? Enjoy, relax, enjoy the grind for as long as you can, and don't go too crazy with farming the mini games. Just pace yourself, have a little bit of fun, don't get burnt out, and yeah, get yourself your hands on that ship, and we'll be checking that out in 25 days. All right, guys. So. Yeah, I think that covers it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.